Kyle Larson just lost a race he had no business losing. Fresh tires, more experience, a dominant car. He led 230 laps, won both stages, and controlled the entire race from the front. And the guy he couldn't get around, a 19-year-old running part-time. 5 laps to go at Bristol. Everything changes. Larson enters the corner to hot. The car steps out, and Connor Zilisch drives away. And here's where this gets uncomfortable. Because fans aren't calling it a simple mistake. They're calling it something else. Choke. And whether you agree or not, something shifted at Bristol. Because for the first time in a moment, he was supposed to control. Kyle Larson didn't. So the real question isn't who won the race. It's this: did we just watch Larson get exposed? Or did Bristol expose something about NASCAR itself? Because the answer changes everything. Let's strip the emotion and just look at the race. Kyle Larson dominated Bristol. 230 laps led. Both stages. Control from the front. This wasn't close for most of the night. Then a late caution changes everything. Teams gamble. Some pit. Some stay out. Connor Zilisch stays out on older tires. And so does Brent Cruz. Suddenly track position becomes everything. Now you've got to restart at Bristol, one of the most abrasive half-mile tracks in NASCAR. Larson has fresher tires, a faster car, and more experience. On paper, this should be over in 5 laps. Instead, he catches Zilisch, pressures him, and can't clear him. And then comes the moment that defines the race. Off turn 2, twice in a row, Larson gets the run. He's there. He's actually there. And both times, nothing. That's the moment the race turned. Not the caution, not the strategy. Here's where people split. The easy take is that Larson choked. I'm not here for easy takes. Because there are real reasons this was difficult. Bristol is not a normal track. It's 26 degrees of banking, a concrete surface, and extreme tire fall off. And in the next-gen car, dirty air is brutal. When you close on someone, your front grip disappears, your line shifts mid-corner, and the tires stop behaving the way they should. So yes, there's a real argument that this wasn't just driver versus driver. It was conditions. But here's where I land. If I had to lean one way, this was more execution than equipment. Because Kyle Larson has been in this exact position before. He passes in dirty air. He finds lines others don't see. He turns stuck behind someone into a cleared track in a few laps. That's what makes him elite. But at Bristol, he didn't adjust. No new line. No surprise angle. No reset. Just pressure. And then the mistake. And I'm going to say this clearly. Even with all the technical difficulty in the world, the lead drivers at his level still find a way. And tonight, he did. Now let's talk about Connor Zilisch. Because this isn't just a young driver holding off a veteran. That's too simple. He started mid-pack in 15th, worked through traffic, and survived restart chaos. And then he executed perfectly in the final run. No panic, no overdriving, no mistake. At 19 years old, under that kind of pressure, most drivers crack somewhere. A missed apex, a bad entry, a small opening. Zilisch didn't give Larson a single one. Not one. And this was his first real short-track breakthrough moment. Not luck, not chaos, execution. And when young drivers start doing that under pressure, the sport pays attention. Zoom out. Because this race wasn't just Larson versus Zilisch. It exposed something bigger. When caution timing and tire strategy decide races more than raw speed, the fastest car doesn't always win. And we've seen this before at Bristol. Not once, not twice. Repeatedly, the next-gen car combined with extreme tire fall-off creates races where track position beats speed, strategy beats talent, and restarts decide outcomes. And that creates a problem, because tonight wasn't just competitive. It was unpredictable in a way that raises a question. NASCAR doesn't like answering. Are we watching drivers' skill decide races? Or are we watching timing and circumstance decide winners? And even NASCAR knows this is sensitive. They've adjusted packages, changed rules, tried to fix short tracks, and still Bristol keeps producing the same pattern. Chaos at the end. Not controlant. There's another part of this race nobody is talking about enough. Brent Cruz. Same strategy gamble as Zilisch. Same opportunity. Same moment to win at Bristol. And it ends in the wall. Hard. Meanwhile, Larson finishes second and goes back to Hendrick Motorsports. Guaranteed seat. Millions of dollars. No consequences. Cruz. That was a career moment gone in seconds. That's what Cup drivers entering lower series actually do to races. They don't just compete. They reshape outcomes that mean everything to someone else. So here's where I land. Was this a choke? Probably too strong for one race. But was it clean execution? No. Because when the race demanded perfection, off turn 2, twice, Larson had the chance and didn't finish it. And that matters. Not because one race defines a career, but because moments like that define perception. Kyle Larson is still elite. That's not changing. But the idea that he is untouchable, that takes a hit after Bristol. And, on the other side, Connor Zilisch didn't just win. He showed that the gap between the next generation and elite isn't what people think it is anymore. So, I want your real opinion. No safe answers. Was this execution failure? Or just Bristol being Bristol? And does this change how you see Kyle Larson at all? Drop it in the comments, because this is one of those races where everyone saw the same thing, but nobody will agree on what it meant. And that's exactly why it matters.